Okay, hello everyone, Chaos from Chaos and Fox, bringing you some, Gap of Rohan on Supreme Commander Forged Alliance using the FAF client. Okay, so here we've got Team 1, I'll slow this down so I can actually do the introduction without missing anything. So we'll call this Team 1 because it's on the left, and this Team 2 because it's on the right. So first Team 1, Nequilich, hope I don't have to pronounce that a lot, Cybran going first land, then Brutsi, Seraphim going first land, Kaerth, yeah, I'm going to call that Kaerth, or Kaerth, whatever, going Aeon first land, Pavel NK, or Pavel maybe, first air for UEF, and then Team 2 we've got Battlefront going first air for Aeon, Punkbat going first land on UEF, and for Cybran for Jacktequila, that's quite a good one, first land, and then Seraphim first air for Pitority. Yeah, I'm going to call that Pitority, or Pitority, but that's not how it's spelled. So, okay, so consistent with the meta, most of these people, well, the whole of Team 1 heading to the centre, Team 2 hanging back a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure why he was hanging back. This guy's clearly got some kind of strategy planned, because if you go in for air as this player, you're usually planning well, if it's me, I plan a proxy base here. I was going to cast a game with me in it, but sadly there were too many desyncs, so playback wasn't exactly reliable. So yeah, the way it's planning out, it looks like Brutsi is probably going to get there just about first. Is that no, it's not. Cool. But nice early intel, so a scout out from Jacktequila, so that's always a good move. Get some intel around this area so you know what you're walking into. Got another 2 scouts coming in for Kaerth, so Team 1 will have some intel in a minute. This is a good move as well, intel going out for Nequilich to make sure that nothing's going to be dropped here. Scout planes for Pitority, and we get our first engagement as people are going in for the initial reclaim. But seems like this might go in favour of Punkbat at the moment, seeing as he's actually got the most reclaim. Kaerth's just going to stop down here and casually reclaim stuff whilst everyone else is shooting. If you can get that harbour wreck, that'd be great, because I think that's probably got more mass in it than most of the things down here. It's already been reclaimed a little bit. It's taking a bit of fire, 2 on 1 here. But then again 2 on 1 at the top, so fairly well balanced. Now Pavel's coming in, the numbers are certainly going to shift in favour of Team 1, what with Pitority sitting down here in Team 2, but an early upgrade on the... no, not an early upgrade on the comm, looked like it for a minute. Wow, that's a clusterfuck. Sorry, probably should censor that. But yeah, it looks like the teams are backing up, going their separate ways. Very good move, dropping some PD up on the high ground. So yeah, that early engagement has finished, and we've got scout planes still out for Pitority. And quickly looking over the eco side of things, obviously he's got his build power in his base, so he's going to be running the highest. But he's already upgraded 2 of his core mexes to T2, queuing up another 2, or queuing up 2 land factories. Yes, and that's always a pretty wise move on this map. Wall off these little passes to make sure nothing can come and sneak up on you. Upgrade from Nequilich. Assist from Brutsi, nice to see teamwork going on there. Punkbat asking where you want the fire base. Goes tech 2 with ACU, we need 3 ACUs. Okay. But yeah, both of these guys assisting each other. This is it's nice to see that people do this sort of thing. it really improves as well. You notice the difference. If you assist one guy and then that guy starts spamming up T2, you can sort of lay off upgrading your comm for a little while. But the right response to that point defense, got T1 RT, obviously can take it down at range without getting hit by it. Fair few inties getting put out from both the bottom players here. There was a slight confrontation that seemed to go in favour of Pavel. Keep an eye on that. RT is now pushing towards the comms, who have all huddled up here. Radar out for Kaerth. Pavel building T2 PD and a shield queued up, which is a very wise move. If you haven't seen a player enter the middle of the fray like Pitority, you can kind of guess that they might be going for a gunship snipe or something like that, so you want to get shields and AA up as well quite fast. I'm going to slow this down a bit because it's getting pretty difficult to keep up with everything that's going on. T2 PD already dropped down on that mountain, so that's going to provide some... Wow, let's have a look. Some pretty good, yeah, that's good coverage. If they can just get the intel, that would be even more lethal. But they don't have an intel structure placed yet, which isn't great. There we go. Just as I say it, they start building a Tech 2 radar, which is going to give them great coverage of what's going on, and then a T2 P-Gen. So this seems like where Team 2 are setting up their firebase. Kind of a bit behind Team 1, then again that's to be expected because they haven't got quite as much build power in the centre, especially seeing as Jacktequila isn't really going with the cohesion and he's sort of set up his firebase a little bit further back. Whereas here we've got 3 comms all in the same place, combining their build power. Although Nequilich not really doing a lot, but he's got the furthest forward unit of T2 PD. Kaerth on another upgrade, going to assume that's probably going to be T2. Normally is. Slight pause there, someone must have gone AFK. A few units of T1 spam queuing up. Don't know if he's thinking about going for a run by, that's not unheard of. Certainly know it's a pain in the ass when you've sort of got everything under control, you think, and then suddenly you get overrun by a swarm, but there's a lot of PD here, so it looks like Battlefront is going to have that under control. Nequilich is the highest rated player, so we'll see how he's probably the one to keep an eye on. He's already built a stealth field generator, which is definitely not a bad idea on these games. Let's see what the range is on that. He's just about got the forward units under cover, so even if they do get the intel, unless they get T3, they're not actually going to be able to see anything. Very good. Nice to see. Interesting play. Already got TMD, very wise on this map. TML can cause an awful lot of trouble. Flak, very good move. Battlefront, not really doing anything with ACU, that's a shame to be wasting build power like that. What's Pitority doing down here? Still working on his eco primarily, but this is okay, so it looks like we might be getting a drop here, perhaps, of something, because, I'm tempted to say possibly a comm drop. If that was the case, that would be, I almost froze my game there for a minute. No, it's not going to let me do it, sadly. But if he goes for a comm drop, that will make for some interesting play. He looks like he's got a gun upgrade, perhaps. Wow, that's a few T2 dropships. Anyway, not to miss out on the rest of the action. Definitely a lot more interceptors out for Team 1 than Team 2. Team 2 looking quite light on the air, so those dropships not going to be able to do anything unless somebody can get out some more inties at least, or possibly even make an upgrade to T2 and go for some T2 fighter bombers. That would be a pretty wise move at this point. But you know, you've got this real digging in of the heels that you get at the around 10-minute mark, where the teams stop going for the centre and start just turtling up. Very good map for that sort of thing. but I'm very curious as to what he does with all these dropships, because that's quite a lot of T2. If he is just going to be dropping mass Zui spam, which it looks like that's the way it might be. I was hoping for a proxy base or something of that sort, but I'm not going to complain at a mass Zui drop. That's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. If he can drop it in here, he might be able to affect an awful lot of damage into this base before he gets picked up. And he's starting to churn out inties again, so you know, he should be able to cover these quite well. So one dropship fully laden, 16 Zuis. The next one obviously getting queued up. This is shaping up to be possibly very interesting. And that stealth field generator has been spotted. Excuse me. So hopefully for Team 2 they'll want to take that out of commission, otherwise they are not going to be able to target this with any arty or not torpedoes, TAC missiles. But yeah, this kind of lull you get in the activity around, well, post 10 minutes, where people just start building up, posturing for some sort of big assault. Obviously arty trade-offs are a pretty good way to go with this sort of thing, but here we go, drop coming in. So 16 times 4, that's a lot of Zuis. If you can get all 4 of them down, I think off the top of my head that's 64. Not incredibly complicated maths, but it's been a while since I've done it. A little bit of air to ground fire that can come off those drop ships. I don't think they've got much by way of air defence. He's not brought his inties in quite quick enough. Hopefully he will want to drop those, yes, so 32 on the ground already, followed by the other 32. So all 64 Zuis make landfall, and there's nothing to stop them wreaking havoc on at least this base, and probably this one before anything actually gets back there. So, I mean, if you can cripple the hydrocarbon and all these core mexes, that'll be a real blow. But obviously the build capacity immediately starts spamming up PD, but T1 PD doesn't affect much against T1 RT, it just doesn't do anything, so very, very, very nice play from Pitority right here. Always nice to see people taking advantage of the exposed underbelly of these bases, because obviously you can't, it's very hard to crack this nut here, but if you can get something around here and just, like I say, it's just soft tissue, you can just walk through an entire base if you've got enough firepower, because nobody leaves anything around here. I mean, it's wise to leave PD, but actually, if anything, I would say leaving tons of AA around these parts would be slightly more useful, somewhat like Nequilich has done here. But that base well and truly exhausted. His eco is in relative tatters, and another set of Zuis getting dropped off. This looks like a ferry now, and taking out the rest of his eco. So Pavel has just been annihilated. His build capacity is going to be atrocious now. Surely he can't affect much with it. Apparently he is good enough to spam up a shield, but he won't have the energy to keep it going, surely, unless he's got... He doesn't have... Oh no, T2, my bad, I'm very wrong there, but he needs to get mass back. They're killing my eco. That your eco has been and gone, my friend, I'm sorry. Now it is Kaerth who faces the wrath of the Zui drop. Brutsi bringing his comm in, very risky with that. There's just so much T1 RT firepower. I mean, if he can micro effectively, he'll be able to do an awful lot against these Zuis, but that's if he can micro effectively. He's doing a fairly good job of it so far, but that said, he's taking damage. Already lost about probably a fifth of his health there, and he's caught between good few swarms of these things. We've got Nequilich bringing in Mantis to try and ease this, but Kaerth and Pavel eco is just in tatters. Nothing they can really do now. He's had to turn off. He was building a GC. Oh my god. He's turned off his shield. I don't know why. He's got the power to run it, surely. It's not really much he needs the shield for. Sorry, the power for. There's nothing in his base anymore. But no, it looks like this might be quelled before it can really destroy Brutsi's base, but he's already lost his hydrocarbon. That's going to really suck. His core mexes are under jeopardy now. 2 left, but that doesn't look like it's going to be this. No, that one there will surely not last. There goes his T2 land factory HQ. Really stings when that happens. Another probably 16-ish. No, not quite. 10 coming in. But if he's paying attention, he should be able to clear those out. It looks like he will. It doesn't matter, there's already another 48 down here. Nequilich, what is this and how did I miss it? A comm drop? Really? There's restorers out for Team 2 already. That Tracer's probably not going to do much. I think you're screwed. So Nequilich, risky strategy. Let's hope for Team 1's sake that full share is on, even though I despise full share. But just so that they don't get completely destroyed by this. Kaerth is in there as well. Oh my god, I missed that. I'm so sorry. 64 Zuis. They're not even going anywhere. They're just posturing. Oh, more dropping in all the time. So that's what, 80 now, and then another what, so 96. That restorer doing an awful lot, definitely paid for itself. Kaerth, I hope you have T2 on that comm. But god, Shocker's coming in from Battlefront. Definitely looks like this is his oyster now. He's on a comm upgrade as well. Team 2 looking a lot healthier in the middle. Pavel's left, but he's got no eco to work with, so not an awful lot he can affect. He's got a handful of static defense structures here, but literally the only eco he has is coming from these 2 T2 mexes. Very bad times for Team 2. Team 1 even, my bad. Kaerth, literally, there we go. Not going to survive for much longer. Very risky strategy, but to be honest with you, I don't understand why Nequilich did that. He was the strongest for eco in the rest of their team. Brutsi, oh my god, it's 42 kills. He must have got at least 1 rank of veterancy by now. Possibly 2, or at least he's coming up for his 2nd. Oh my word. Those Zuis though, you can see what I mean. These proxy bases or drops just annihilate the team. This is... Gap of Rohan is becoming an increasingly unpredictable map, considering how simple it can be looking. It's very deceiving these days. Those... what is that? Shockers? I think it's Shockers. He's Aeon. Yeah, he's Aeon. So Shockers. T3 strat bombers just wiping the floor. Brutsi's still alive, just slowly chiseling away, but that's a fair few T2 fighter bombers coming in for the snipe. It's a nice micro from Brutsi, keeps him alive. Props to you, my friend, but too much T2 PD. Pavel just walks to his death, probably a suicide, I wouldn't blame him. Just Brutsi now, trying to micro his way to victory. He's doing awfully well, I won't lie. 75 kills, dare I say, is that his 3rd rank? No, probably not, but I don't know what the ranks of Veterancy are on Seraphim, which is disgusting seeing as I play as them quite a lot. But, oh, he's so close to dying. Oh, and there's a shocker, he's over. So, very, very nice play from Pitority. This is why you should give your teammates at the extremes aggro if they don't bring their comms in, because usually they've got something good planned. But anyway, nice play from Pitority, definitely MVP there, although Battlefront came in and really put his eco to good use at the end. But if it weren't for Pitority's distraction down here and complete wrecking of these two bases, that probably wouldn't have gone so well into Team 2's favour. But nice gameplay. Well, I might cast another game if I can find a decent one, but we'll see you soon, I guess. Have fun, internets. Goodbye.